What's really good, my people? Welcome into No Catch Up Chicago. For Chicago, by Chicago. I am your host, Sean Little. Nick the Quick in the building.
Yes, sir.
Just the two of us. We're talking straight sports talk.
Oh, yeah.
How you living?
I'm good. You know, I had a nice drive down here. I got a chance to check
Yo,
out.
let me tell y'all a quick story. Nick calls me like an hour before the show. He's like, yo, it's supposed to rain and get windy, bro. I don't know about,
Bro,
you know what I'm saying? I don't know if I'm going to be on time.
Hey, let me tell y'all an even quicker story. Sean's one of those people that hasn't driven consistently in like 4 or 5 years. So he doesn't think about those type of problems. I'm coming from the burbs. When I hear 40-mile-an-hour winds, thunderstorms, all types of shit like that, I'm not trying to get caught up on the E-way, trying to get
So
down
if you're not in Chicago, just to let you know,
Just
it's
like the other
sunny
day,
outside.
we casually asked me for a ride to the airport after the podcast. Like,
It's sunny outside.
come on, man.
And it's not raining and it's not windy at all.
Oh, it's good now.
Just to let you know.
Hey, wait, just to let everybody know I'm here, right?
Just to let you know how scary. Just to know how
I made it. It's not scary, it's cautious.
Just to let you know how scary people work.
I'm 31 years old, man. I'm not trying to get caught up in these storms and whatnot. But yeah, I'm glad to be here.
Hey man, I'm glad you made it, bro.
Thanks for having me, man.
I'm glad you made it safe and sound.
Yeah, I'm out here right now, one piece. Let's see if I make it back. Might be a new co-host next week.
I'm glad.
But anyways, on my drive down, I was listening to the Little Rant.
Yes, big ups.
Yeah, big up to the Little Rant. I like the title. At first, I didn't get it until you asked what people thought about the title, and then that's when I went back and looked at the title, and I was like, oh,
yeah,
a little. So if you see I respond on the Instagram, I was like, can we have a quick thought? You know, I'm just trying to play off your words like there, like you. But I listened to the Little Rant, man. It was good.
Make sure y'all check out A Little Rant, the new podcast on my own podcast. Did that, dropped that. I'm just talking shit, giving my little thoughts every once in a while, here and there, weekly, whatever. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, bro, I'm glad you enjoyed that.
Yeah, I wrote down a couple thoughts on it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? First off,
let me get some feedback.
Love the Nagy conversation, man. That you definitely said a lot of the same things that I would have said. As far as like, I agree with you on that. Is what I'm trying to say, I guess. I hated his explanation.
We're going to talk about the Bears here in a sec, too, yeah.
I think he could have given a better explanation. The explanation didn't make any sense because he made it sound like the in-game reps. I mean, he made it sound like the in-game reps are the same thing as practice reps, which just couldn't be any further from the truth. If you don't want anybody to get hurt, just come out and say, look, I like where we're at right now. I don't want to risk any injuries. I don't want to show too much, whatever it might be. But making it sound like, hey, we got 2,000 reps in already, so what the hell is 25 or 30 more? That's just not true. These are reps against a different team, in-game situations, right? And just a completely different situation. Like playing against your own team, you know what the defense is running. You know what you're trying to do. It's not the same intensity of a game. There's not referees, all that stuff going on. So I think that when he said that, that was kind of the wrong explanation on that. So definitely like where you're at with that.
Yeah, we're going to get into the Bears. Yeah. We're going to talk some baseball. Kopech is now in town.
Yep.
I know we're a little late, but we got to get our thoughts off on that.
Yep.
And we're going to go through some Twitter trending topics. I got to pick your brain and get your thoughts on that.
Hitting the trends.
We got some funny shit I got to talk to you about.
Hold up. I'm not done with the Little Rant.
Okay. Yeah,
I still got some Little Rant thoughts.
Yeah.
Second thing is two different Billy Beans. So when I first heard that he was talking about Billy Bean, I remember I had watched the movie.
Yeah,
I was like, that dude wasn't gay. He had a kid and everything like that. No, this is a different Billy Bean who used to play baseball. Not Oakland Billy Bean.
Okay,
I thought the same thing. Remember
like,
there was the Brad Pitt. Was it Brad Pitt? Yeah. No, it's two different. Yeah, two different Billy Beans. And then the last thing is you're a hater.
Listen,
Epic for that World Series rant. Epic just.
I had to, bro.
Bro, watch something different.
And if you don't know what we're referencing, I closed out a little rant talking about the Little League World Series. I'm off the Little League World Series, bro. I'm off the Little League World Series.
I'm off it for different reasons.
Especially if you're not putting the WNBA on ESPN like that. This is the WNBA playoffs is on.
Oh yeah,
that's not on ESPN running in prime time.
Who has those rights?
I don't know.
I don't know where to find the WNBA playoffs.
But what I'm saying is,
people are getting behind
a literal 2-week block.
Yeah.
The Little League World Series owns all of ESPN's networks.
Well, it's a boring 2-week stretch of sports. What else are you going to put on? I mean, like you said, put SportsCenter on loop. Like, they already do that.
Put SportsCenter on a loop before you put on
I didn't know that it bothered you that much just to change the channel.
It bothers me.
So does the women's softball World Series thing bother you too when that takes over the network for a couple weeks?
Yes.
Does the spelling bee bother you?
Nah, I rock with the spelling bee.
That's funny though, man. When I heard you talking about that, I thought that was funny.
But
and
do you feel me?
No, I don't.
Like, yo,
not at all.
My favorite player, Nolan Ryan.
Yeah, that part is funny too.
It's like, gee.
Yeah, that part was funny too. But you know what? The one thing I will say about that, man, is first off, let these kids have their moment. It's like the greatest thing that'll ever happen to them in their lives.
Yo,
right?
Have the moment on ESPN Plus.
But also,
I don't need to see it on ESPN.
Also,
that's what I'm saying.
If I can give a quick thought on this, fuck the Little League World Series. I don't rock with them at all. What they did to the kids from Chicago was bullshit. Yeah. You knew once they won, they had to find something wrong with it. And all they did was drag those kids, drag the coach and all that once it was all done. So fuck the Little League World Series for that reason right there. Not for them being on TV, not for them taking up programming, but for trying to take something right from those kids from the south side of Chicago.
Facts. I didn't even, to be honest, I completely forgot.
Shout out Jackie Robinson West.
Yeah.
Keep doing your thing, and, it's par for the course.
But yeah, I don't need nothing to do with the Little League World Series, bro.
All right, man. That's it.
Yo, the high school football, cool.
Yeah, I was watching.
There's a lot of other stuff, bro. Spring ball. You could be doing all types of stuff. I was watching
Illinois. Whoever the Illinois team was the other day that was on the high school football. I was checking it out. We got the first player from Illinois in over, I think, 50 years that committed to Alabama. He's I want to say he's a linebacker out of whatever school that was out south, and he committed to Alabama. So I was watching that a little bit. I like seeing that stuff. But yeah, that was interesting. They got whooped by the Ohio team, but.
What'd you think of that soundboard clip, that take a nap?
That was funny, man.
Oh, my God,
that was
bro.
funny. That was real funny.
I'm going to incorporate that in every single thing.
Now, whenever I see the Little League World Series, I'm just going to think about you throwing a fit in the backseat of the car, trying to take a nap.
Every time I was turning, I'm like chilling, you know what I'm saying? I get my work done in the morning. I get to the crib and throw on something. I'm like, yo, let me check out SportsCenter real quick, or Bomani Jones and the boys, you know what I mean? And I'm watching North Korea versus Russia.
Shout out Chinese Taipei.
I'm watching Russia and North Korea.
That's wild.
It's 23-3.
Yeah.
In the third inning. You know what I mean? Like, bruh, please give it a rest.
I guess it just doesn't bother me, man. I mean, I didn't even work last week, so I was home all week flipping through the TV, and I just found something else to watch. Because I just know right now, like, the sports situation is dead. It's just dead.
It's about to pick up.
Yeah, you can watch baseball tonight if you want to.
Yeah, I'm straight.
I'm real straight.
All right, yo, we got to shout out the new addition to the studio. As you see to my right, the boy Michael Jordan. Do you know where this cutout is from, Nick?
Your crib.
Not from my. I know this was the original cutout.
Like, where'd you get it?
No, like, where is this like also featured in a major
Subway
way?
Was it Subway?
This is from Home Alone when he set up the trap on the train tracks.
Yeah.
This is the MJ he used, bro. That's why I copped.
Shout out Home Alone.
Shout out MJ. Shout out the cutout. Is now back in studio.
Yeah.
And to the right of MJ is the perfect segue into the Bears.
Man.
The Packers lose in 12 days. Bear down.
I wish I owned those rosy glasses that you got, man. I wish I could see life through that way, but I don't see it. I feel like I come off as a Bears. Like, I want to clear something for the people real quick.
Clear it up.
I want to clear something for the people right now. I am not a Bears hater. I'm a disgruntled, lifelong Bears follower, right? And I'm pessimistic about it, and I don't want to get super excited for them because I've been let down for so long. I get the excitement. I get the optimism. I get that we have things to look forward to. I'm just not ready to say that in 12 days we're going to march into Lambeau Field and win. On your the little rant, you said we will be competitive.
Yeah.
And I wanted to ask you, like, what do you define competitive? Like, competitive in the score? Or competitive in the sense that we're going to go there, we're not going to quit like we have in years past?
The score, all that.
Remember last year we quit against the Packers in that game with the Mike Lennon game? Like, we don't want to play football anymore today.
I was at that game.
Yeah, that might not happen.
That was one of the most miserable games I've ever been in. And it started
pouring. Didn't he have 3 straight turnovers?
3 straight possessions, we turned it over. Yeah. Then the Lightning came, and it was just like a terrible evening.
It was brutal.
It was like, get me out of here type shit.
I see what you're saying as far as, like, if that's what you mean by compete, like, are we going to go in there, go hard, not, lay down? Yeah, for sure. I I think we have a long
Why
ways
does
to go before
everyone
we
think
win a
the
game like that.
Packers are just automatic ringers.
It's not about the Packers.
It is.
It's not. It's about the Bears. For me, it's more about the Bears than it is about the Packers.
I think
it's about going into that stadium where we don't have success against that quarterback who we have not been successful against.
It's a new regime.
And it's the same day up there.
It's a new regime.
It's the same day up there.
No, it's not, though.
Yes, it is.
Their running game is wild sus. Their corners are rookies. They got a lot of shit. He's coming off an injury. I understand he's the best quarterback on planet Earth. He's still coming off an injury. This is still gonna be his first real game back. He's not gonna be lights out like he's gonna be week 8 and 9.
I disagree. I just fully disagree. I mean, I think he's up for this game. That season he got hurt last year. It didn't go the way he wanted to. I'm not that optimistic about how well we're going to do. There's certain things I want to see, right? Like you said, are we going to compete? Are we going to go hard? Are we not going to lay down? Yeah, for sure. I just don't have that optimism that week 1 is going to be that good for us. This thing is going to take time to come together. Like you even said it yourself, Trubisky is not like he looked great in the preseason. He wasn't lights out in the preseason.
No, he wasn't.
If he was putting on Chase Daniel type performances, like I'd be like, oh man, hey, we got something here.
Chase Daniel
Daniel's out here balling. Shout out Chase Daniel. I was looking up his stats. Dude's been in the league like 7 years. I think he's thrown like 5 NFL actual passes in a real game, but just stays as a backup. Stays getting a check every 2 weeks. It's good. Yeah, big check. Obviously, did you see that whole segment where he pretended to be an autograph seeker?
Yeah, I thought that was
great. Was hilarious.
Yeah, he had the bucket hat on with the glasses and shit.
Yeah.
Super like suburban.
I think Jay Belly was like, that's Chase. He looked like Chase. So I thought that was funny. Obviously, I like what he's doing, but I'm not ready to say we're there yet.
Fair.
Or are that close to where, you make it sound like. But again, I'm not a Bears hater. I need to just get that out the way. I'm just very pessimistic.
Every thing I've said in the weeks, I kind of haven't even addressed this, but everything I've said on the little rant on this show with us is almost assuming that Trubisky is going to be solid.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't even addressed, like let's be honest. That's the big question mark.
It's the biggest question mark. It's the biggest. Everything else falls in line after your quarterback's playing well. You can make up for a lot of different things. If he's not playing well, you cannot win ball games.
So I'm just talking. I'm optimistic because first off, I think our run game and defense is nails right now.
Yeah.
Right. So if he comes in and plays solid, I think we're going to be good. But if he can come in, I know everyone is super I guess this comes to my optimism again, but everyone's talking about what if he's bad? What if he comes out and he's lights out?
Yeah, that'd be the best case scenario for the Bears.
What if he Jared Goffs us and comes out and he's lighting shit
just
up?
Stop. The Jared Goff situation needs to stop.
Why?
Because it's a once in a. I don't. You know what? Again, I don't want to sound.
What's different about it though? It's a new regime. A new offense. A young
quarterback who struggled in his first year. Right, comes in with a new offense, everything like that. I'm just saying that's not typical.
No,
it's a slower. Generally, it's a slower progression. That's all I'm saying. Generally, it is a slower progression with that quarterback. So we have all these weapons, all these receivers. Now the pieces are there, but like you said, it's like we're operating under the assumption that Trubisky is going to make this gargantuan leap in year 2 because that's what he would have to do. Granted, the offense was not a good offense for him last year. We had no receivers. The play calling was terrible, right?
Play calling was terrible.
But it's not like he had the one game where he really showed flash. I'm sorry, I forget who that was against, but something like 240 yards, a couple touchdowns against Baltimore.
Yeah.
And they got their own quarterback issue.
He wore a fly-ass suit, too. That's what it was.
But outside of that, it's just like, okay, hey, what have we seen that's saying that he's going to make this leap? And even furthermore, when he was coming out, everybody said, this is a 3 to 4 year guy. Right?
No
He's
doubt.
a project. It's a lot of talent. You got to give it time to put it together. I think everybody just being so excited and saying we're going to win more than 7 games. Dude in the barbershop the other day put money on it with me for 9 games. 9 games. You can sign me. I'll put the house on that.
Optimism.
If the Bears win 9 games, I'll do backflips on State Street. It's not happening. You know what I mean? But again, I'm not looking at the wins losses. Are we going to make those improvements that we need to make? And that can happen without us going into Lambeau and winning. And I guess that's more my point.
This is a perfect segue. Aaron, pull me up. Well, this is one piece is that the 53-man roster is going to be locked in here pretty soon, and I was going through that. We're not going to go through that, but I will say this: I don't know how Tyler Bray is going to make any team in the world. That's one of the worst quarterbacks I've ever seen in my whole life. Yeah. The fact that he can make an NFL roster playing quarterback it doesn't even make sense to me.
That third string quarterback is it's really someone just to play that fourth game.
Honestly, like
he only carried 2 quarterbacks during the season.
Yeah, he's just you carry 3. We carried 3 last year.
Who was the third? No, we picked up
Sanchez.
I guess we did keep Sanchez, but that's because we had a rookie. That was part of it. They didn't want Glennon to get hurt in week 1, and then you throw Trubisky in there.
Okay, how about this? The fact that Tyler Bray is even on someone's roster to play the preseason is outrageous. How about that? We can go.
We'll drop the cap reference.
We'll leave it at that. All right.
Yeah, exactly.
But wait, this picture.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, one other thing you said on this morning is Jay Bellamy. Like, hey, keep him as a special teams guy. Here's my thoughts on Jay Bellamy, right?
Yeah.
Great special teamer. Awesome special teamer. Atrocious. 0 value as a wideout. He has 0 value as a wideout, right? So he was awful last year.
Yeah, he was.
He was awful.
The whole offense was awful last year.
He was a special brand of awful.
You saying you want my man Gentry out there?
I'd take Tanner Gentry over him any day. Or you just keep the 6 receivers and you cut you let Bellamy go. And he has to be that good on special teams to take a roster spot away from the fact that he's not a wide receiver that you can rely on.
My 2 favorite players in Chicago sports right now, Tanner Gentry, Antonio Blakeney.
Yeah.
I love them both.
They keep, a couple practice squad guys.
Nah, don't disrespect Blakeney like that.
Yeah, Blakeney,
Gentry's a practice squad guy.
Right.
But, all right, I want to get to this. This is Jay Glazer. You know Jay. Super plugged. Fox Sports. He and Trubisky, this is Jay Glazer, and I quote, he and Trubisky could be married to each other for the next 13 years, the way that Sean Payton and Drew Brees have been. Talking about Matt Nagy.
Yeah.
Yo, Jay Glazer, go take a nap. G.
Yeah. Jay Glazer.
Why are you even bringing that up?
Well, because that's what he does. Like, look, Glazer's cool. Like, it's fun to watch him and everything, but he's so plugged in with the players and is such a player's guy.
Yeah, he wants to sound
he's never going to come out there and be like, yo, Trubisky's trash. He never wants to offend anybody. First off, he gets major money off of training these guys in the offseason. That's where he makes a lot of his cash from.
He's a big UFC guy.
Yeah, they all come down to his gym and train and do that whole thing. So he's more of a rah-rah type guy out there. He's not going to ruffle any feathers, so I don't take too much stock in what he's saying. And chill.
We got to get him. We got to get the boy to play.
How many coaches in the NFL have been at their team for 13 years? Drew Brees and Sean Payton.
And the same quarterback.
I guess Drew Brees and Sean Payton has now been 13 years, hasn't it? Yeah.
I mean, forget about if your team, well, I guess they go hand in hand, right? If you're a head coach in the National Football League for 13 years, you probably had the same quarterback.
You probably had the same quarterback for those 13 years. Facts.
Or somewhere close.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
100%.
Or you went like Favre to Rodgers type shit or something like that. Like, they're married for sure.
Yeah, 100%. It's Tomlin, Roethlisberger, the whole 9 yards. Yeah.
I want to bring up this. So, like, this is one of the things that I talked about on a little rant, and I know I want to get your thoughts just on wax on this too. Was the Matt Nagy decision to rest the guys? I just don't get it. So I wanted to go through. You know how comments get. This is The Athletic.
Yeah. And
they have like a section where they'll just pose a question and let people drop comments on it.
I actually just subscribed to The Athletic last week. Finally.
Let's get on some, like, Chad F. I'm fine with it. These games are terrible. Like, thanks for the input, Chad.
Yeah.
Like, keep that comment at the crib.
It's a hot take.
Yeah, and this got 11 likes, right? So one of the ones with 22 likes, that was the highest I saw, was 100%. This game is meaningless. If we are bad on offense come opening night, it is not because our starters didn't play 25 to 30 snaps in week 3 of the offseason. Did Nagy write that?
Yeah, I don't know.
Did Nagy log in?
That's literally exactly. Yeah.
Did Nagy lag?
No, yeah. He's pulling a Brian Colangelo. He's pulling a Colangelo.
Did Nagy log into Tim K shit and write that?
Yeah, that sounds exactly what he said.
Thanks, Tim. Yeah. You haven't thought about this at all. You just listened. He literally listened to Matt Nagy off the presser and wrote that comment.
And it's not like again, it's not like that's just not true, number one. And number two, you can't downplay these 25 to 30 snaps in real live action. Again, remember, Trubisky's learning Nagy, Nagy's learning Trubisky.
Facts.
On the field is a good way to learn what one can do. There are game situations that you cannot replicate in practice.
Period.
You can't replicate the crowd, right? Which plays a huge factor in the game, especially if you're driving down the field at home or away. It plays a huge factor in the game. You can't replicate the refs. You know what I mean? The weather, the different situations, the travel, the fact that you're traveling in some of these games, you're traveling and staying in a hotel. Whatever it might be, all that different stuff, that pregame stuff, or even when you're at home, these guys stay in hotels. All that pregame stuff, you can't replicate all of that in practice. In practice, you can just call plays and run them and see how they look. But you're playing against a defense that you haven't seen before. That no one looks at you that you haven't seen before, that you don't practice against every day, that is interested in hurting your quarterback and hitting other players hard, right? That doesn't happen in practice. The defense isn't trying to kill the offense because that's not for the best of the football club, especially not the quarterback. He needs to feel real pressure that might actually get into his face, like it will be on Sunday. But
I agree 100%.
Yeah.
I think his whole explanation about the 30 snaps aren't going to affect – he basically said the 30 snaps aren't going to affect us being a good football team or a good football offense week one. But that's still 30 reps that – you're getting in I kept saying this over and over and over again. It's still 30 reps that you get in a live game against ones that doesn't count. That is invaluable to
100%.
Like, if I could play against Von Miller and those boys for 30 reps and they don't count, like, legit doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah.
Anything can happen. He could literally go out there, throw 6 NOs, fumble the ball 3 times, but he'll get to experience that different stuff.
Yeah.
And then week one, it's clean slate. We go in there, we're cruising.
Right, 100%. And it's just a bold statement for Nagy to take, considering he is a new head coach, right? It's like, hey, I know these preseason games don't matter.
That's how he comes off,
and he came off, yeah. And I kind of do like that in him.
Yeah, I do,
I
too.
think he'll have a good time with the media here, especially when things go – not when things – if things go south at any point. Like, I think he's an honest guy. He's very straightforward. Or when things go well, whatever it might be, I think you're going to get – I like that, man. He's obviously just not as media trained as some of these other guys are, right? Fox just wouldn't tell you anything. So, yeah, I do like that. I like the boldness, but I also think it is, again, a bold move.
Did you see that clip of them with Matt Nagy in the locker room?
Nah, so I heard you talk about that. I didn't see it.
Man, you got to watch this.
Yeah.
I wish since we're live streaming, I don't want to pull it up just so it'll be wild slow.
Yeah.
But basically, Nagy had the dude. First off, he was dialed.
Right.
It probably had something to do a little bit with them beating the Chiefs as well, because that's Andy Reid, whatever. But he was fired up. The players were fired up, and you can tell they were responding with him. You can tell the locker room is engaged and together and light and anticipating the season, what's to come. Last year had to be. I wasn't in the locker room, obviously, but it had to be like we're going into the season to get slaughtered.
Yeah.
Like,
especially once they saw Glennon play.
No, this is what I'm saying, though, right? Like, we literally have no shot in doing anything at any point this season.
Right.
Like, I mean, I think Vic Fangio maybe got the defense to get rolling, but, like, especially on offense, like, they were just like, man, this is going to be a rough fucking year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it was sick to see them fired up, riled up. And even Prince Amukamara came out and said Nagy called for, like, a team meeting, and someone in the back yelled, "Are we all being traded for Khalil Mack?"
Hey.
You know what I'm saying? But, like, it shows how light the team is and, like, how engaged and, like, how it's, like, a family type of feel. Like, a player felt comfortable yelling
saying
that out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's good to hear.
I wish.
Man, I need him.
I wish.
I want him.
Khalil.
I
don't know what they're doing. I heard a great point. I forget who it was on it was last night on SportsCenter, and he was like, in today's NFL, it's monopoly money. If you have a player like Khalil Mack, you pay him and worry about it later. The salary cap goes up every single year. You pay him and worry about it later. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what you're doing with Aaron Donald. Is this somebody else holding out too? Or is it just Donald and Mack?
Donald, Mack, OBJ just got his
OBJ got paid.
That was awesome.
I thought there was somebody else who's holding out that I was reading about. I was like, oh yeah, he's not in camp.
Julio was talking shit.
Yeah, Julio.
But he didn't show up to camp. He's not going to play all preseason.
He doesn't need to.
He's an animal.
He doesn't need to.
I
feel like wide receiver is one of those positions where it's.
Oh, maybe Dez? Is that you talking about?
No, Dez just isn't signed.
He's got a couple offers.
I thought somebody else was holding out, but either way, Aaron Donald and Khalil Mack easily. I think Aaron Donald was defensive player last year, right?
Yeah.
And the year before it was Khalil Mack.
Yeah.
So I just don't get why you're playing hardball with these two cornerstones of your franchise type guys at two premium positions in the NFL.
Yes, premium
rushers, pass rushers.
Dude, and Donald is a pass rusher and jams the middle.
Like
he does it all.
He's a phenomenal defensive lineman. And Khalil Mack is an animal.
This is the thing about Khalil Mack that makes it extra worse. Because this is just saying he leaves Oakland. They're talking us or the Packers.
Yeah.
So if we don't get him, we got to see the motherfucker twice.
Yeah.
Like, that's the worst part about
100%.
I guess we won't see him we probably won't see him week 1. So maybe we'll have to see him once this year if he were to go to the Packers. But, man, that would hurt.
I can't see a situation in which I don't see them not signing him, but I don't understand what the holdup is.
Yeah.
This isn't. Yeah, I just don't. And these are the young guys who are just trying to get out that 5th year, pretty much. Yeah,
he's already fined like $2.5 million.
He doesn't give a fuck. It's his agent's bankroll in that whole situation. Yeah. It's fine. We're playing hardball.
Well, I don't think that I wonder how that shit works. Like, is he supposed to be paying this like right now? Like, you're fine. Do you have to pay? I don't know. He's just like, no, I'm not paying that shit anyway.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's like a parking ticket. Like,
I'll pay it when I show up.
That's it.
I'll pay it when I show up. Take it out my next contract. But yeah, definitely shout out OBJ for getting that money. I mean, I don't know why they were fucking around either.
Gee, how you feel about going to Lambeau for week 1? What's up?
I've been to Lambeau, man. I was at the Des Bryant catch game.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, it was freezing.
It was freezing. I wish it was freezing. It was fucking a negative like 3,000. It was beyond freezing, bro. That shit was.
I'm like, what?
No, hell no. Freezing would have been about 50 degrees warmer. That shit, I had on 2 down coats and it was still cold.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's up with it?
We should go.
Check it out.
I got to look into a couple things, but I think that'd be dope, man. I need to feel that energy.
Yeah.
We're Super Bowl champ. We're first in the division right now. You know what I'm saying? I need to feel that.
Super Bowl champs right now. Is that what you're about to say?
That anticipation.
Hey, I'll come around, man. Maybe I'll try to come around, man.
You're gonna be dialed up.
I'll try. I'm always dialed up. I love the Bears, man. Like I fully love the Chicago Bears. And that's why it hurts me so much.
I'm more like you more times than not. I don't know what's got into me, but
yeah, you got a lot of optimism on this.
Man, I'm so optimistic. I can like almost see it.
It's almost like you're opposite of the whole approach to the Bulls season this year, which killed you. Like I feel like every day the Bulls season just killed you sloppily until there's nothing left.
Well, because we were fucking up what we were supposed to do, and then we were still awful. Like it was just like it
fucked up the rebuild.
It was so bad. We fucked up the rebuild. Maybe not.
We got Wendell Carter though,
man. Yeah, and he can play.
And he can play.
So, but I mean, man, like, shit, we tried not to get Wendell. You feel me?
Yeah,
we tried to pick 11.
We tried to get Colin Sexton.
Yeah,
young bull.
Straight up.
Yo, that's my favorite player in the NBA right now.
Colin Sexton.
It's a young Colin Sexton. Might give him 25 a game next year on 35% shooting.
Oh, Cleveland. Yeah, they're gonna be bad.
They're gonna be real bad.
All right, let's jump over to baseball. We're not going to touch too much on it because it looks like the Cubs have distanced themselves. They've been rolling now in the NL Central.
Cardinals were pushing for a minute, right? And,
the Brewers.
Well, they never go
like
away,
usual.
But yeah,
the Cardinals never go away, but they're still behind. So we'll talk about that. I want to talk about the atmosphere of baseball with this Michael Kopech thing.
Yeah.
Shout out to Pale Hose Report. If you haven't listened to that, go check that out. Pat Voigt dropped some real knowledge on the Kopech situation. It was really good. It was really interesting. Check that out. A Pale Hose Report. What'd you think? What do you think? What do you think of the guy?
Here's what I thought about it. I'm a White Sox fan. It's the first game that I watched this year.
Facts.
So, and I actually it was appointment TV for me. Like I set the record.
Me too. Yep.
And part of it was kind of getting caught up in the hype because it's been a couple of years since I've really followed the team. Because one thing I can't do, like I can watch bad basketball. I can't watch bad baseball.
Has he pitched again?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so.
And it got rained out, but I can't watch bad baseball, right? Like I can't sit there and try to watch, Yoan Makata's development. You know what I mean? It's hard for me to do that because I don't love baseball enough to sit there and watch a bad team. But I will say that I watched all the Kopech 2-inning debut. I thought he looked great from a baseball perspective. And like you said in the group text message, he's a stud.
He's a stud, bro.
He's a stud, man. He's clearly out here living his life.
He's
clearly out here. You know, he moved on from the reality TV chick to his new chick who's bad.
Yeah.
You know,
black joint.
Yeah.
I see you, Mike.
Tall, blonde-haired Texan kid. You know,
strong.
He's strong. He's big, dude.
Dude, he's fucking loaded up,
fucking
jacked up.
Huge.
He's big. Yeah.
He's huge.
Yeah.
And man, he was throwing that ball, and he wasn't even throwing his highest stuff. You know, I mean, he was kind of out there keeping a little bit lower as far as the velocity and everything, but he was still getting people out.
Now, I will say the hype machine. Everyone's like, he was just throwing it up there easy, like. He was hitting like 96, 97.
But they're saying he can hit 100. He'll be hitting 100 in no time, easy.
Okay, so let me get this straight. Why aren't you hitting 100 on your major league debut? What is he holding back?
I don't know.
I don't know if he's hitting 100 consistently.
Maybe they told him just to chill.
I don't know if he's doing that. I think that's a little bit of hype.
So you think that's some hype?
I think that's a little bit of a hype train. I think he'll be around 96, 97.
Yeah, which is like phenomenal.
This 100 101 consistently shit that's blasphemy.
He doesn't got the Bobby Jinx 106.
Yeah, like no, he's not doing that.
Remember Bobby Jinx? Shout out Bobby Jinx. Throwing straight gas. Like gas. One pitch.
What was he like, number 56 or something?
Yeah, remember Ozzy would do this when he wanted to get him out.
Bobby Jinx.
Bobby Jinx is a flamethrower. Bro, he was in like 104, 105. It was ridiculous.
Dude, what is Ozzy on? Is he still doing TV shit?
Dude, he did a podcast. He did baseball Sox talk with like not Bruce Levine, the Sox guy from The Score, hosts a podcast, and he had Ozzy on there.
Yeah.
It was a two-parter of Ozzy just going off, talking all types of Ozzy shit, and it was one of the most entertaining things I've ever listened to in my entire life. Because he still doesn't really speak English, but it makes sense.
Yeah.
I like Ozzy, man. I love Ozzy.
Dude, Ozzy brought a title, bro. Ozzy will be a legend forever for that. Like,
what did he say? I think he called Maglio Ordonez a word that he shouldn't use.
Yeah.
And so he was like, so they asked him about it. He's like, I apologize for using the gay slur and everything, but Maglio Ordonez is still a piece of shit. Like, this is while he was managing the White Sox. It's like Maglio, he called him a Venezuelan piece of shit.
But he's still a piece of shit.
Yeah, he's still a piece of shit. I apologize for using that word, but Maglio Ordonez is still a piece of shit.
Don't get
it was like shit. CHIT. It was
Don't
great.
get it twisted.
But back on Kopech, man. Yeah, definitely, again, just a stud, man. Check out his Instagram if you haven't.
Yeah, I'm about to pull it up right now. I will say this. Before we get to his Instagram, I didn't see, listen, it's his first start, all that. I didn't see any type of, he threw a couple breaking balls that were all right, but if he can add that out pitch, all he needs is two pitches.
Oh, that's all
when you're throwing that hard, all you need is two.
Right.
If you can get a dummy change, that's why Scherzer's so filthy, because he's throwing 97, 98 and has 3 or 4 pitches, out pitches that he could drop on you.
It was like Pedro Martinez. Martinez had the whole full gambit.
Yeah. So that's what if he can close that out and get that shit locked in, because I think in AAA you come up and you could throw 98, you could throw that shit 7 pitches in a row and be good.
And a lot of hitters can't hit that.
And dude, in
the show they can hit that.
In the show they're fouling that off, waiting for something they like, fouling it off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Until you make a mistake, then it's a double down the line. But yeah, dude, I thought the atmosphere was sick. Yeah. It was dope to see a bunch of people I'm not a Sox fan, but it's still nice to see a lot of people over there.
It's a fun park, man. You and I have had a lot of good times at that park.
Man.
It's good to see people there. They're not going to show up for shitty baseball. I think they had a game last year where it was 900 people showed up or something like that. It was cold.
Tough.
So it's tough. It's not like the Cubs, but yeah, it was awesome to see that place rocking, man.
Pull up this Instagram for me, Aaron. Let me see. I want to get your thoughts on this. This guy's a socialite. Let's keep it 100, right?
Yeah, he's out kicking it.
Is that going to be... How do you think that's going to play in the media if he were to start struggling? Are they instantly going to go to that, well, this is what he was doing on, you know what I'm saying? If they catch him on his girl's story, because they're going to be looking at all that stuff, right? Oh, well, he was in L.A. last week because et cetera, et cetera. How's the Chicago media going to deal with that?
To me personally, it's not going to bother me because again, if you don't think that these guys live their lives and just like regular people, like baseball is his job. He's got a whole life outside of that of things he's going to do. He's young. He's got some money in his pocket. He's going to enjoy it. As far as how the media might take it, you got these old baseball in particular, right, which is a dinosaur sport with dinosaur writers and dinosaur unwritten rules. Let's just get that out the way right now. The whole not being able to show up the pitcher and all that bullshit, I've always thought that's stupid. That's why I love Bryce Harper and what he says about it. Why can't you celebrate a home run? You know what I mean? You should be able to, whatever. So because those baseball writers are so archaic, like, yeah, they probably will hand him for it. And he probably will get some pushback when he struggles. The good thing he has going for him is he doesn't play on the north side.
Yeah, it's funny you say that because, yeah, that just added pressure.
Yeah.
But, yeah, man, you know how it goes. If you're pitching well, he could do whatever the fuck he wants.
Yeah.
He starts pitching poorly, they're gonna nitpick at his personal life and having a famous girlfriend and all that, 100%.
And that's just that baseball, man. That's what really kills me about baseball. Like, they're just stuck in their way. I wish I could remember who they were talking about on the radio, and they were asking Bruce Levine about it. And he's like, are they going to I'm not even going to tell the story because I can't remember who it was about. But pretty much just the whole thing. Like, these writers, they hold grudges against players for the dumbest reasons. Sometimes they're not even baseball reasons.
How the media, you can legit, they have a big impact on your career.
Yeah.
So, like, you want to have good relationships with those guys. And if the media turns on you, the media can keep you in the league.
Yeah.
They could get you out of the league as well. Like, there's a lot of bummies that are in the league just because, like, their media.
They get good articles written about them, and people like them, and
they slap that clubhouse guy tag on them.
But if you're shitty with the media, they can just tear you down to where nobody's gonna want to bring you in. Absolutely.
Yeah, and then the media gets super pissed when you're a guy like Barry Bonds, and you can't do shit.
It doesn't really matter
because he does anything he wants.
He does anything he wants because he's unbelievable. Yeah.
So like then that's like it's like a T.O. situation.
You have to. I was literally just gonna say it's like T.O. Like, you have to be that talented to where it doesn't really matter. Like Iverson. And I don't even think Iverson was bad with the media. He just didn't really necessarily give a fuck about anything. But when you're that talented, it really doesn't matter. But yeah, they can absolutely run you out of the league, especially in a town like Chicago.
Absolutely.
Where you have these old school media members who hold a lot of weight within the organizations and around the league, right?
Yeah.
If some of these Chicago writers write something negative about you, it's not like someone from the Jacksonville Times writing about you, right? Something from the Tribune, something from the Sun-Times gets circulated nationally. You know what I mean? So that becomes the perception of you. And when you try to go to a new team, who are these writers going to ask about when they want to talk about that player that might be rumored to sign with your team? They're going to call up their local sports writers that they know in Chicago. Hey, tell me about X player.
Yeah, you've been following the Cubs for whatever.
Yeah, you've been following him. Oh, he's an asshole, man. You don't want him. There were stories about him in the clubhouse doing this, that, and the third, and that's how that shit gets passed around. 100% right. Definitely. And I think baseball is the worst at it. I don't want to rant on baseball, but I hate that unwritten rule shit. To me, it's so stupid.
Yeah, no, I don't.
It's so stupid.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense. Oh, you know what it was? You'll appreciate this. It wasn't about the Hall of Fame. It was about the MVP this year and Javi Baez. They were like, well, there'll be certain writers who won't vote for Javi because of his style. And because he's exciting, or not exciting, but, he's demonstrative and he plays all this passion and energy. And I'm saying, if you're
these
not
are
going to
positive things, by the way.
Yeah, these are all good things that you generally want in sports, right?
Yeah.
So why would you not vote for this dude because of that? You just want somebody boring? Like, I don't get that. I don't get why baseball, that's what holds baseball back. Part of what holds baseball back. If they don't realize that they've been lost their grip as America's pastime or the most popular sport in America, right? That's been gone. You're like a distant third now. Let some of that shit go. Let Javi have fun. Javi Baez is good for baseball. He's marketable.
He's unbelievably good
young.
for baseball.
He plays in third largest market in Major League Baseball, and he's exciting. And you can market that.
And there's tons of Hispanic people in the country.
Yeah.
I mean, it's, endless market.
He appeals to a ton of different people, man. He looks like the type of dude you and I would go have a beer with. You know what I mean? Like, why would you want to suppress that? Why would you want to say, we're not going to vote you for MVP because you don't do it like Mike Trout?
I agree. Don't even get me started on that type of stuff. Yeah, of course. I agree wholeheartedly.
So, whatever. And then the other thing I saw is, speaking of Trout, they were like, well, the media members hold it against Trout because he's boring. And it's like, how can you win?
Yeah, what do you want him to
Mike Trout is one of the best fucking baseball players in a long time. If you look at his numbers, he's an all-timer already. So, what, he doesn't want to talk to anybody? He's boring? That's fine. Just, dude, you got to let these people be who they are. You're 100% right. The writers can control the narrative so much based on what they like, and they write positive pieces about the players that they like. Just like Cutler never had a chance in this city. Now, he didn't follow it up with his play, but he came in like, yeah, this dude's an asshole. Yeah. And it just follows you forever. Where do these stories come from? They all come from the sports writers.
You just don't get any slack.
None.
You don't get any slack.
None.
When you're an asshole, or if you're like wishy-washy, or you know what I'm saying, your relationships aren't very good.
Yeah.
You're toast, bro.
Yeah.
You start playing bad, next, we got to get this guy out of here. Now, if you have a dope relationship, man, it seems like you can get a lot of extra runway.
Right.
No doubt.
Or you can be great with, and even you can still be great with the media, and they'll still tear you down, like LeBron. You know, LeBron is phenomenal with the media, but they still find a reason for it. You just can't.
I don't know about that.
You don't think he's good with the media?
No, I don't. Who's pulling him down outside the president?
LeBron?
Yeah.
Oh, the topic
who's dragging
not
LeBron?
Like a local writer, but I mean the topic is always some negative shit on LeBron.
What about this, like losing titles?
Losing titles, every little thing he does, and that comes with the territory for him. So, but I mean, yeah, either way, the media is 100%, especially the sports writers they're vengeful, and they do control the fucking narrative for you.
All right, let's jump over to a couple of the trending topics that were on Twitter. I'm going to get to one that we could talk about a little bit. I want to get your thoughts on Manu retiring.
Yeah.
I love Manu.
Love him.
Legend.
Unique.
Yeah. And talk to me about your favorite, like, what do you like about Manu? And if you have a moment off the top of your dome, you give me that too.
I don't know if I have a moment in particular with Manu. I remember when he first came in the league, ESPN the magazine, that's how long ago it was. ESPN the magazine ran this story on him, and he was in a picture wearing stirrups and cowboy boots, like saying welcome to the Spurs, because he was already a well-known player coming over internationally, everything like that. So I don't necessarily know if I have a favorite moment for him. The thing that I appreciate about Manu is he's one of the most unique players that we'll ever see in the NBA as far as how he got his buckets, the way he went about doing it, some of the acrobatic shots. Just an exciting player, man. I loved watching Manu. And the fact that he was able to reinvent himself several times in his career, right? He went from starter to sixth man, took that role gladly, and excelled in it, right? Not too many players can do that. And this was not when he was washed up. I mean, he was still like in the prime of his career. So yeah, I've always been a Manu fan, man. Just unique.
762 and 295.
762.
That's his record in the league.
Oh yeah, that's crazy.
That's 72%, best winning percentage in NBA history among 1,000 appearances.
That's crazy.
762 and 295. Yeah, that's nuts.
That's nuts. Was 4 titles?
4 titles.
Nah, 3. He wasn't on the first one.
No, 4 titles.
4?
Yeah, 4 titles, couple All-Stars. Manu's great. The one thing that I will, the one thing I really remember about Manu, or not remember, he's not fucking dead, but Manu that I liked about Manu is that he was just fearless, bro, and he didn't really care. And I think a lot of that comes from Pop. Like, he came over, he's like, yo, play your game.
Yep.
Like, Pop didn't try to change the
Euro step. Or like,
he didn't try to change his game. He was kind of a wild card. He was just fearless, man. He didn't care. He'd go to the bucket. He'd try to punch on you. He was not scared of taking big shots.
Nope.
None of that stuff.
Acrobatic, yeah, the whole thing. Crazy footwork. Like you said, that Euro step. I mean, James Harden has taken that and completely modeled his entire game after it.
He legit brought that move to the league.
Yeah.
No one was doing that before he came over here with that. And everybody was like,
what is that?
Is that a walk? What's happening right now? Yeah. And then, dude, it's taken off, and it'll be a staple in the game.
Yeah,
forever.
If you have a successful Euro step, shit could be unguardable.
Yeah, Dwayne Wade,
James Harden.
Dwayne Wade owes Manu Ginobili tons of buckets. James Harden.
Well, you know what? So
buckets.
Dwayne Wade is what Manu Ginobili would have been with uber athleticism.
Yeah, exactly. That's actually
like an uber athletic Manu Ginobili is Dwayne Wade, but Dwayne Wade is a better player.
Oh well, yeah, he's more talented
over the course of his career. But I got trolled by a fake Dirk Nowitzki. Not trolled, but I got caught up by a fake Dirk Nowitzki account the other day.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was on Twitter, and this dude, I should have noticed it. The dude's name, it looked like it said Dirk Nowitzki when I went back and looked at it, because I'm like, these tweets don't make sense. It said Dick Nowitzki.
Yeah.
But so Dwayne Wade had tweeted out his stats from that finals against the Mavs.
Yeah.
And this Dick Nowitzki account,
the free throw finals.
No, yeah, the free throw finals, right? And this Dick Nowitzki account was like, yeah, you left out your 97 free throws or something like that. And I was like, damn, Dirk is really bold in his old days.
Facts.
And I just kept reading it, and I'm like, hold on, this shit doesn't make any sense. He's not that bold.
Yeah.
And it was Dick Nowitzki, but definitely remember that finals where Dwayne Wade literally lived at the free throw line.
Oh my God, I've never seen anything like that in my life. Yeah. He was literally taking 20 free throws a game.
Yeah, it was crazy.
It was crazy. All right.
But yeah, shout out Manu for sure.
Shout out
Great
Manu,
career, man.
Great career.
Whatever he does. You know what's crazy? Nobody's left from that core. Tony Parker's in Charlotte.
Oh yeah, there's no
Duncan's
no one's
left.
left.
No one's left.
Like remaining. Yeah.
Yeah.
That shit's over, man.
Yeah.
It's a fucking insane run though.
Pop will run it back.
Insane run. Honestly, I don't know how much Pop loves hoops, but I think seeing all those guys leave,
and his wife died.
Yeah, like I don't know how much. I mean, well, I don't know. Well, maybe I shouldn't say that, but I could see him stepping away, but I could also just see him coaching forever.
Yeah, fuck it. What else am I gonna do?
My wife. R.I.P. to his wife.
Yeah.
His wife's not around anymore. He's like, fuck it, I'll just coach ball, I guess, and hang out with these guys. But that's got to be.
They're still gonna. I still think they're gonna be very competitive this year.
Yeah. Hey, I need. Pull me up real quick, Aaron. I need your first thought on this. A sex brothel is opening up in Toronto. And this is related
Shout out
to
Toronto. You still haven't been, have you?
No, I haven't.
Shout out Toronto. Shout out to Six.
And this is related to No Ketchup Chicago because Toronto's our sister city.
Yep.
I still got to get out there. I got to go check that out.
Oh, man.
What are your first thoughts on a sex brothel made up of sex dolls, silicone sex dolls? It's the dog days of summer, folks.
Yeah.
The sports is not here.
I don't know.
Hey, man, I'd rather my point guard go do that than a lot of other shit, I guess.
I don't know. Probably not. I don't want my point guard having sex with silicone dolls.
Hey, man, if he ain't got...
Hey, well, let me back it up. To each his or her own. So if you're into having sex with silicone dolls, that is your prerogative. You go ahead and do it. For me, that is very strange.
It's super strange.
It's super strange. Like, isn't the whole point of the sex doll so that you have something at home that you can, hump on when you get that feeling?
Yeah, but they're expensive, my G.
So you go and pay for 15 minutes with one?
They're expensive. So
can you imagine how you feel after you're done?
You gotta feel like
you look down and you're just like, oh shit, like you gotta put your clothes on and she's not moving. You gotta wipe her off.
You gotta feel.
Yeah, after that moment of truth, you really gotta feel bad.
I think it just comes down to people will do anything to make some money.
Yeah. And
if there's a market out there for that, it's in a strip mall, G.
Yeah.
Like it's gonna be next to like regular shit. Like
so are rubbing tugs.
True. But it's like that's what I'm saying. It's like, damn, like this is gonna be in the strip mall, just anybody can stop through, go grab some Jack in the Box and hit the.
Imagine if you went to the sex doll brothel and it's like next to like a poppin' breakfast spot. Like you walk out and like you see your neighbor.
Yeah, what do you do if you're what do you do if you're a business owner and the sex sex doll brothel opens up next? You gotta
depends on what kind of business you own. If you're a bar, you're happy.
Facts, I guess. Oh man, that's so depressing.
You just had sex with a doll. You need a drink. Creep. Nah, I mean, bro, when you told me this before when I was walking up, I don't know how to think about it.
Not much to say.
Is it cheaper than a regular brothel?
Well, it's not illegal, right? That's the other piece.
It's actually not illegal.
You know what I'm saying? So I guess you could
prostitution shouldn't be illegal anyways, but we can touch on that.
Oh, that's wow.
That's
a loaded
I
statement.
believe in a lot of vices shouldn't be illegal. I think a lot. Like,
you should be able to do what you want to do.
If prostitution is regulated, tested, everything like that, and is not like contributing to the spread of like STDs and things like that, why not? It's a victimless crime. It's like sports betting to me. The only person who's taking a risk is the person who's going to do it.
Yeah, I don't know if it's victimless is tough because
not street prostitution, but like Amsterdam type shit.
Oh, okay.
Or bunny ranch.
Right.
Why can't you have a bunny ranch? Yeah. I'd be all for all that. That's revenue to me. You can tax the shit out of it.
That is revenue.
But bunny, what's wrong with the bunny ranch? I mean, who does that hurt? Stick that shit way out in fucking Lake County somewhere.
Put in Gary like everything else.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Gary will take it any day. Indiana will take that shit right now. They already got one.
Put it in Hammond, bro.
Yeah, they call this shit the squirrel ranch out in Gary. But I don't. Yeah, I'm big. You know me. I believe in legalization of weed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Prostitution, gambling. Love that sports betting is legal now. Another really, truly victimless crime.
Truly.
Like maybe back in like the 40s when the mob controlled it and they could sway influence and shit. But now everybody sports bets.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
we've been doing. And fantasy football is sports gambling. And don't let the NFL tell you difference. And they're wholeheartedly behind that shit.
Yeah.
Legalize all that shit.
I love it.
Except for crack, heroin, and all that.
Keep that.
If it grows from the earth,
side.
you know, if it comes from the earth.
$6 to choose from, bro. Get you a little variety.
Oh, they got 6?
Let me see. Let me see the rates. What is the cost?
So one for every day but
rates
Sunday.
For personal time with the dolls. $80 for 30 minutes with one doll.
Oh my God.
$960 for 4 hours with 2. You can get 2 joints. That's so what?
I'd assume that that's more expensive than a prostitute.
Oh well, but that's not illegal once again, and you don't have to worry about,
bro. If you're
STDs, etc.
I guess if you stand on that high of moral ground that you won't have sex with a prostitute because it's illegal, but you'll fuck a silicone doll.
Hey,
your
bro,
priorities are messed up.
25% off all prices. Will soon be offering weekly. That's the grand opening. That's the play.
Does it make noise?
I don't.
You just in like a hollowed room.
I don't know.
You
Yo,
what I mean? Like,
listen to how much money people can clear here. No staff interaction in order to promote the private environment.
of course, yeah.
But what about cleanup and shit? How does that shit work? Maybe you got to lock up time and someone comes
$6,
in.
yeah.
I don't know.
Okay, Doris has had enough today. Let's put her away.
Hey, free parking though.
Of course.
Parking is free. You already know.
Yeah.
24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
This is in Toronto. Is it already open?
It's opening. Crazy. Yo, man, that's no catch up Chicago for today. That's all we got. Dog days of summer are closing, man. Football is here. Saturday is college ball.
Yeah.
I'm fired up about that. It's funny because college ball is so weird because I don't know shit really till it starts, and I'm watching it, and I'm like, all right, like Washington, Auburn, like I don't know anybody on Washington.
I'm not the biggest college football guy, but since you brought it up, and I know we're trying to wrap, just real quick, can you give me 3 minutes on Urban Meyer?
Yeah, I can. He should have been fired.
Yeah.
He knew. Listen, Urban Meyer has fallen the victim of being too loyal to this dude, right? What's his name?
Zach Smith.
Zach Smith. Zach Smith's grandfather was Urban Meyer's mentor or
Oh, I didn't know that.
yeah, so like he was super locked on supporting this kid because basically Zach Smith's grandfather kind of like led him his way through coaching and got him to where he was type of thing.
Right.
So he felt like, I don't know if he was indebted to Zach Smith, but his family, he wanted to stay loyal to him. But he fucked up. He knew what was going on. He lied and knew what time it was. He should have been fired.
It was the lie shit that really got me. Just the fact that he straight up sat up there in the press conference like, yeah, I didn't know anything about this. And then I think he just looked like such a dumbass.
He doesn't give a fuck.
In the TV statement.
He doesn't care. He doesn't really
He
care.
clearly only came out and apologized after it was brought to his attention that he needed to. He didn't. Yeah, man. It rubbed me the wrong way. I've been on the Urban Meyer shady train though.
Oh, dude.
Going back to Florida.
Listen.
Check those Florida squads. One of his players went to the NFL and killed somebody.
Yeah. You talking about
At least one person.
You talking about Hernandez?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe killed. Dude, Aaron Hernandez had a shooting incident at Florida.
Yeah, he did. Facts. Yeah, I mean,
he was bringing everybody to Florida.
This is football. Listen, this is winning. This is about winning. This is about revenue. It's pure point blank. Like, don't ever get that twisted.
Ohio State looks bad,
and that's a confirmation.
100%
with what happened with Urban Meyer.
Yeah.
Ohio State is about the bottom. That's a football school, period.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, that's all they care about is
football state.
That's it's a football state. That's what the
and
whole
Urban Meyer's lost 4 games in 5 years since he's been there.
That's like the whole Michigan. Like when Michigan fans give those dudes slander, it's like you guys are a bunch of dummies that play football and don't care about anything else in the world. Like that's their whole argument
against Ohio State.
Against Ohio State.
Why?
Well, like Michigan's like highbrow. We play football on an elite level, but we're also an elite Big Ten school. Our academics are elite. You guys are a bunch of dummies that play football, and that's all you guys care about. Yeah. So, that's the whole angle there. Sure. But, I mean, listen, you saw the little Urban Meyer rally. Did you see the signs and shit?
No, but there was a rally for Joe Paterno, so I don't put stock in any of that shit.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But, I don't know, Happy Valley, Columbus. I mean, we splitting hairs, right?
Yeah. Fuck Penn State.
So, yeah, man, that's all we got. No Catch Up Chicago, for Chicago, by Chicago. Make sure you check out A Little Rant. I'll be coming out with that weekly. A Pale Hose Report, White Sox specific, a Bleacher Bully, Cubs specific. Nick the Quick will be in here weekly. If it doesn't rain or get too windy.
If it doesn't rain.
If it doesn't get too windy, he'll be here. Stay locked. No Catch Up Chicago, for Chicago, by Chicago. Listen up. I'm glad you made it, bro.